Hello there. The name of this book is called Mean Murgatroyd and the 10 Cats. And just looking at the cover of the book, can you guess who is Mean Murgatroyd? I think you're right. I think it's that dog. He doesn't have a very kind expression on his face, does he? And look at the expressions on the poor cats' faces. They don't look very happy. They look worried. Well, let's find out why. In the book called Mean Murgatroyd and the 10 Cats. Written by Nathan Zimmelman, illustrated by Tony Oth. Arabella owned 10 cats. Every day she led them out of her house to take a morning walk. And every day the dog next door, Mean Murgatroyd, barked a special bark. And all the dogs in town came running and chased Arabella and her cats back into the house. Well, that's not very nice, is it? But dogs sometimes do like to chase cats. So not too surprising. I need a lion, Arabella said to her mother. Oh, lions cost a lot of money, said her mother. Then I'll open a lemonade stand, Arabella said. Can a lemonade stand make lots of money? Asked her mother. If it sells gingerbread cookies, it can, said Arabella. And there we see her lemonade stand. Very cute. And it says lemonade and gingerbread cookies. But do you see what the other sign says? Closed. Gone to buy a lion. So apparently Arabella was right. Her lemonade and gingerbread cookies must have been very popular, and lots of people bought them. Enough people, in fact, that she could close her lemonade stand and take the money to go buy a lion. Oh my. Do you have a very large lion for sale? Arabella asked Mr. Rumple, who owned the pet store. Oh, dear me, said Mr. Rumple. I just sold my very last lion to the great Melvin Migwa Circus. Why don't you try the zoo? Well, looks to me like Mr. Rumple almost has a zoo in his pet shop. He has a lot of interesting pets in there, doesn't he? Can you see the little frog that's hiding by the cash register? Right there. And I see he has several bags of pet food. This bag says Spider Chow, and this one says Dragon Chow. And you see the cute little dragon that he has for sale? Have to be careful. If you took him home, he might burn something with all of his flames coming out of his mouth. And I see up here there's a crab who really wants to be somebody's pet. Do you see what his sign says? Buy me. He wants somebody to buy him. And if we look, you can see that this lizard or reptile of some sort has a very long tail. See, this is the rest of his tail. It matches his color and polka dots, so we know it's his tail. Wow. He doesn't fit completely in his cage, does he? Oh my, said Mr. Dasher, the zookeeper. I sold my only spare lion to the great Melvin Migwa Circus. They needed another lion for their Noah's Ark parade. You notice the zookeeper has a globe in his office. The globe shows the world and all the countries in the world. And zookeepers sometimes have to go to other countries to find animals to put in their zoo. So that's why he has a globe in his office. Well, what does that clown tell you? You're right. This must be the great Melvin Migwa Circus Noah's Ark Parade. Not only is there a clown in the parade, but there are lots of animals. And because it's a Noah's Ark parade, the animals are going in pairs. That means 2 by 2. I see 2 monkeys. I see 2 big something or others. And look up in the sky. There's even a big blimp with 2 letters on it, M-M. M must stand for Melvin Migwa, the owner of the circus. Well, let's see if we can find out what these 2 something or others are. I see the lion already, do you? And he looks like he has something by the tail. Let's see what it is. Oh, those were elephants. I suppose you already guessed that. And this is another lion. I see snakes, and all kinds of other animals going 2 by 2 in the Noah's Ark parade. And look who's at the head of the line, leading them on. It's Noah himself. And he has a walking stick, and look what he's tied to his walking stick. 2 balloons, just to make it look more festive. Now back to the zookeeper's office. There are lots of lions in Africa, said Mr. Dasher. I don't think my mother would let me go there, said Arabella. Now, I do have some rabbits, he said. And he certainly does have a lot of rabbits. Rabbits wouldn't help at all, said Arabella. Do you think mean Murgatroyd would be frightened by rabbits? Nope, I don't think so either. I think he would probably just decide that they would be fun to chase too, just like the cats. Arabella started home. Then she stopped. In front of her was a window filled with all kinds of things. Arabella jingled the money in her purse and went into the store. And when she came out, her purse didn't jingle at all. Well, what kind of a store do you think she went into? And look at that huge box. I wonder what she purchased in that store. What do you suppose is inside that big box? Well, maybe we'll find out. The next morning, the door of Arabella's house opened. Mean Murgatroyd barked his special bark. And all the dogs in town came running. Oh no, here we go again. But then they skidded to a stop. Well, what do you suppose made them do that? Oh, look at this. It's the cats, and look who's with them. A great big lion. And the dogs never bothered Arabella's cats again. Well, can you see why? Now we know what Arabella bought in that store. It was a costume shop, wasn't it? And she found a lion costume. And that's how she finally solved her problem with mean Murgatroyd, the dog. She's a very clever girl, that Arabella. And that was a very good ending to the story, wasn't it? Well, I'm glad that we could read this book together. I hope to read another book to you again soon. Until then, I'll tell you bye-bye.